Hey guys, what's up? Cinema11 here. Someone requested a follow-up video to the Beyblade Burst Evolution review. While I have really enjoyed the season, I did not plan on continuing to review it. This request caused me to look at the show again in a more constructive way while I watched the season, so I wrote down a few ideas. Now, last time I reviewed up until episode 12, and today I will be reviewing up until episode 36. So when I left off, BC Soul was about to take on Daigo's AS Gallus team, and there isn't much of note here other than I like that the characters, especially the main characters from Beyblade Burst Season 1, are still around even though they're on different teams and are in different countries. Also, Daigo has a cool attack called Double Strike. It hits twice. It's in the name. Anyways, BC Soul wins the match. After this, we get into more of a Silas-focused arc. Vault becomes the leader for the team, and a new blader named Gossam is mad at Silas due to Silas destroying his Beyblade back in the day. Gossam is on the England team, and the match starts, and if I remember correctly, he defeats Silas with ease. And they end up having a rematch during this match, and Silas wins, and he redeems himself. I don't know how long Silas will be in the show, so I think it's good that since he's a new cast member, he's getting backstory and is more than just Vault's teammate. Next, Wakia informs Vault and the rest of the gang from Japan that Shu is missing, so they all end up going to find him. Kuza joins them too. The cool thing about this arc is that it's happening right in the middle of the tournament. I don't know if I've ever seen a tournament where the characters can just up and leave during the tournament and have their own story going on. This arc almost feels out of place, but it's important for the rest of the story, but it's still a weird decision to throw it in the middle of a tournament. There are other breaks during the tournament where the characters will go to other places in between matches, and I like it. Anyways, Shu has gone missing and the gang goes to Mexico to find him. They end up finding the Snake Pit, which is an underground Beyblade training facility. A lot of the characters in the Snake Pit wear a mask. They meet Red Eye, who is definitely not Shu, and Vault battles him and loses. They also meet Boa, and the interesting thing about Boa is that he looks like a background character, but he's definitely not a background character. I don't know if his design was simple on purpose, but I like what they did with this character. So, as I said, people in the Snake Pit cover their faces with a mask. These bladers have the dark versions of all the Beyblades that Vault and his friends have. So this leads to various battles. I can't remember if they find out any information about Shu or not, but that's the end of the arc. The World Tournament finally begins. Kuza joins BC Soul, which I predicted. Wakia does not, which was something I predicted. Trad, the guy with the iPad, and the one who let Rontaro have the new launcher, leaves the team, and Stan leaves the team too. Thank God. I hate Stan. Really annoying character. One thing that I noticed while going through the information for these episodes is that the writing is a lot more organized than I thought. The previous tournament was in Europe, and this one's in the world. It feels different when you're watching it, so I had trouble noticing the difference between the European tournament and the world tournament because I just thought it was a world tournament, but I didn't notice that they were only fighting people within Europe. So Joshua, a new character who is a movie star, is around. He's looking for bladers to be in his movie. And Joshua is a very interesting character. He loses the first match on purpose and wins the second match like a hero or a movie star would. And Joshua gets some good development throughout the show. We learn about the Big Five, which is just the Supreme Four with one extra person. Yeah. So these are the top 5 bladers in the world, and the Big Five are Free, Louis, Joshua, Xander, and Renwu-san. Joshua ends up joining the Raging Bulls, which is the team that Free and Shu are on. Raul replaces Trad as the Bay trainer for BC Soul, and this is good and I knew something had to be done about Raul's character. Otherwise, he would have been in the beginning of the show just to help Vault once and then disappear forever. Now, Red Eye, ends up leaving the snake pit early after hearing that Bladers were defeated by Xander and Rinwu-san. Joshua stalks Free for an episode. Xander makes a Beyblade and joins the Brazilian team, SB Rios. This episode was cool because he physically fights the team, but the episode was censored. A staff was colored green, and the scene with the female on the team fighting Xander was removed. There's a test to take where you fight 100 Bladers, and it was cool seeing Xander do this. And the worst Blader in history, Stan, also joins SB Rios. Xander's new Beyblade is really cool too. It's really like a sword, more than usual. And I like that the show is able to get away from Vault and focus on other characters like Joshua and Xander. So there's this weird backstory with Kuza where he knew this guy named Cleo when he was younger. Cleo scared Kuza, and Kuza has been afraid of him ever since. And the writing just dipped there for a second. I don't know if something was censored in this backstory. I really don't understand what's going on. It just seemed like a really strange backstory. I understand that Kuza's all into the circus, the arts, and everything. I just don't see how Cleo fits into that. And having a friend that dresses up like a vampire is just very random, and it almost doesn't work. They become friends again, but this backstory could have been a lot better. I know a lot of this video is summary, but one thing that I wanted to discuss was Rinwu-san. Rinwu-san fights Vault and friends after Kuza ruins a carnival in Brazil. Rinwu-san is also on SB Rios alongside Xander and Stan. So Rinwu-san, as I said, he takes on Vault and some members from the team, and he defeats all of them with ease. And that's awesome, right? That's the last cool thing that this character does, and I don't like this at all. Vault beats him, and Rinwu-san is fodder for the rest of the season. I don't think he even got much development. He just sucks after this. And why did this happen? He's a part of the Big Five, and back in Japan, all the members of the Supreme Four mattered. It's just really weird to push away Rinwu-san like that. Now, Rickson, he's on Vault's team. He is on the lineup this time, and he ends up getting development too. The Brazilian team is located at his dad's dojo, so then Rickson obviously comes into the plot. And I like whenever a character steps up with Vault and Rantaro, and then they end up getting more development. You know, it's like, whoa, there's more to this character besides just being in the background, besides just being a member of the team that doesn't do anything. So, Vault defeats Rinwu-san and Xander, two members of the Big Five, and it's cool that old characters are on the Big Five. It shows how far some of these characters have come, while other members are left behind, like Zack. After this, it's time for the finals of the World Tournament, and it's BC Soul against the Raging Bulls, aka the team that Free is on. Now, a lot of things are going on here. Louis is back, Red Eye is going on a journey fighting tough Bladers, and he beats Xander. Boa beats Rinwu-san, and that's great and bad. A detail that I didn't include earlier was that everyone that lost in the Snake Pit is actually kicked out of the Snake Pit. Out of the people that Vault and his friends fight, only Red Eye and Yellow Eye end up winning their matches. Now, Yellow Eye, aka Richard Yellow, is on the Raging Bulls, and he loses to Rantaro. Joshua beats Kuza, Free defeats Silas, Vault beats Joshua, and the ending of this tournament could have been a little bit weird. I assumed Free was going to go next in the final round, fight Vault, and take the win. That's what he intended to do. But for plot purposes, since Vault isn't ready for Free, Joshua takes his place. And at this point in the story, Joshua has shown some issues with his character. Joshua is very prideful. He wants to be the best in everything. He's starting to get passionate about Beyblade, and he almost feels like he's inferior to Free. So Joshua lost to Vault. He wants to go back in since Theodore, the manager of the team, wants to send in Free instead. And Joshua is insulted. He goes back in and loses, which means that BC Soul wins the World Tournament. And this moment was cool, but it didn't feel like that big of a win. Free was not defeated. Shu was nowhere to be seen. So what's going on? This was just strange to me. Shu is on the American team, the Raging Bulls. I think we might have seen him once with the team, and after that, he's gone. Never seen in any tournament. And sure, it all works as to why his character is gone with him missing, but the Raging Bulls really weren't needed for this plot line about Shu. There's ways to put Shu where he needs to be without awkwardly giving him a position on a team and never using it in the story. So, Red Eye ends up battling Louie, and his mask is broken in half. And it's Shu! Whoa! Plot twist! I'm kidding. There's no plot twist here. This was spoiled for me while I was looking up details for a previous Beyblade Burst review, and it's fairly obvious. Red Eye is just Shu with longer hair and a deeper voice. Honestly, these sets of episodes concerning Shu and his sort of journey throughout Beyblade Burst Evolution were super interesting. I usually watch TV show episodes in order of release, but I skipped right to the next episode due to how much I enjoyed it. Shu's purpose in this season is really off. Vault wants to see his friend, but Shu pushes him away. Shu became this way after losing to Free. And I'm ending the review here because this is where the dub went on break for a few months, and I've already covered too many episodes already. Again, I was very addicted to this season. It's nice that teammates that step up get more development. Other characters are getting full episodes telling what's happening to them in this World Tournament environment. A lot of the characters suffer from a problem where if they lose or their team loses, even if those characters continue being in the show, they won't be doing any much. My best example of this is Renwu-san. This character was treated horribly, even though he's a member of the Big Five. Boa gets more development, which is great considering he feels like a plain character, but he is not a plain character. Shu's character development is great, although written a little awkwardly. I like that Shu, Xander, and Louie continue to be major rivals in the show. The show is able to let go of some of its characters and keep others. The season has been good so far, and there is more goodness to come. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Surmo11. See you next time, and peace out.